The Legacy of Terry Gilliam and the Timeless Brilliance of Brazil, 1985. Hey there, film lovers! Ever found yourself lost in a movie that's so visually stunning, so mind-bendingly surreal, that it sticks with you long after the credits roll? Well, today we're diving into one of those films. A masterpiece that's equal parts dystopian nightmare and darkly comedic fantasy. I'm talking about Terry Gilliam's Brazil 1985. A film that's not just a movie, but a full-blown experience. If you've ever wondered how a former Monty Python animator became one of the most visionary directors in cinema history, or why a film about a bureaucratic dystopia feels more relevant today than ever, then buckle up. This is the story of Terry Gilliam, his magnum opus Brazil, and why this film is a must-watch for any true cinephile. Who is Terry Gilliam? So, who is Terry Gilliam? Imagine a mad scientist of cinema. Someone who blends the absurd with the profound, the grotesque with the poetic. That's Gilliam, a British-American director with a background in illustration and animation. He's the guy who brought his surreal, Monty Python-esque sensibilities to the big screen. His films are like fever dreams, vivid, chaotic, and impossible to forget. But Brazil? Oh, Brazil is where Gilliam truly shines. It's the film that encapsulates everything he stands for. A wild visual style, a razor-sharp critique of society, and a story that blurs the line between reality and fantasy. If you've ever felt like the world is too much, too bureaucratic, too oppressive, too absurd, then Brazil is your cinematic soulmate. The world of Brazil. Let's set the scene. It's 1985, but not the 1985 you know. This is a dystopian future where paperwork reigns supreme, technology is more of a headache than a help, and Big Brother is always watching. Enter Sam Lowry, played by the brilliant Jonathan Pryce. Sam's a low-level government worker stuck in a soul-crushing job, dreaming of a life where he's a winged hero rescuing a damsel in distress. But here's the twist. Sam's dreams start bleeding into his reality when he meets Jill Layton, a woman who looks just like the girl from his fantasies. What follows is a Kafkaesque journey through a world of bureaucratic madness, where every form you fill out might just be a step closer to your doom. Gilliam's vision is breathtaking. The sets are a mix of retro and futuristic, like a steampunk nightmare come to life. The camera angles are wild, the colors are saturated, and every frame feels like a painting. It's a world that's both absurd and terrifyingly familiar. Themes that hit home. Now let's talk about the themes because Brazil isn't just a visual feast. It's a film with something to say. At its core, it's about the individual versus the system. Sam Lowry is just a guy trying to survive in a world that doesn't care about him. Sound familiar? Gilliam also dives into the tension between reality and fantasy. Sam's dreams are his escape, but they might also be his undoing. It's a theme that resonates with anyone who's ever used imagination to cope with a harsh reality. And then there's the satire. Oh, the satire. The film takes aim at bureaucracy, technology, and the loss of individuality, all wrapped up in a darkly comedic package. The battle behind the scenes. Here's where things get juicy. Brazil wasn't just a battle on screen, it was a battle behind the scenes too. Gilliam famously clashed with Universal Pictures, who wanted a happier, more commercial ending. But Gilliam stood his ground, fighting to preserve his vision. It was a David versus Goliath moment in cinema history, and Gilliam's victory cemented his reputation as a true auteur. The legacy of Brazil. So why does Brazil matter? For starters, it's a technical marvel. The practical effects, the intricate sets, the sheer ambition of it all. It's a masterclass in filmmaking. But more than that, it's a film that's influenced countless others. From The Matrix to Children of Men, you can see Gilliam's fingerprints all over modern sci-fi. Directors like Guillermo del Toro and Jean-Pierre Jeunet have cited him as a major influence, and it's easy to see why. When Brazil first came out, it divided critics. Some called it a masterpiece. Others thought it was too weird, too chaotic. But over time, its reputation has only grown. Today, it's hailed as one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made. A prescient critique of a world increasingly dominated by technology and bureaucracy. Why Brazil still matters. So what's the takeaway? Terry Gilliam's Brazil is more than just a film. It's a warning, a satire, and a work of art. It's a reminder that cinema can be both entertaining and thought-provoking, a medium that challenges us to see the world in new ways. In a time where we're more connected than ever, yet feel more isolated. Where technology promises convenience but often delivers chaos, Brazil feels eerily relevant. It's a film that asks us to question the systems we live in, to hold on to our individuality, and to never stop dreaming, even if those dreams might be dangerous. So what do you think? Is Brazil a masterpiece? Or is it just too bizarre for its own good? Have you seen it? Or are you adding it to your watch list right now? Let me know your thoughts, because films like this are meant to be talked about, debated, and cherished. Until next time, keep watching, keep dreaming, and remember, the system might be watching, but it can't take away your imagination. And that's a wrap. Ready to dive into Brazil? Let me know how it hits you.